Grand Theft Auto is this little known, kind of obscure game, you probably haven't heard of it, that has made almost $9 billion. You know, just pocket change kind of stuff. Alright, anyway, you know what GTA is. It's no surprise that GTA 5 is one of the most sold games ever. It has probably the most iconic trio in any media, one of the most detailed maps, at least for its size around the time it came out, a still really popular online mode that keeps getting new stuff, and around 8 billion hackers that do the most random shenanigans ever. And then I'm sure GTA 6 is gonna somehow achieve like 80 septillion dollars and whatever the hell else. Now instead of GTA 5, I'm sure there's plenty of you that remember playing GTA 4, which was still super successful, but, you know, not quite 200 million copies successful. Despite all of that suggesting that GTA 5 is clearly the better game, I'm here to state the personal opinion that GTA 4 is overall better than GTA 5. Now, crucially, when I say that, I do not mean that GTA 5 is a bad game and I don't like it, because that's for some reason what most people assume when you say something is better than something else. I do still like GTA 5, however, I like 4 more than 5. Okay? I have to say that to not get the 300-page comment discussing why I'm stupid and my statement warrants me getting sent to the Shadow Realm, there's a few reasons for my statement. The main reason is that I like GTA 4's environment and setting way more. All GTA games are set in fictional places, however they're all based on real places. Like in GTA Vice City is the game's version of Miami. GTA 5 takes place in Los Santos, which is the game's version of Los Angeles, in the state of San Andreas, which is the game's version of California. In GTA 4, we have Liberty City, the game's version of New York City, in the fictional State of Liberty, which is the state of New York. These fictional versions are very similar to their real-life counterparts, except way smaller because, you know, we don't all have 50 terabytes on hand. In GTA 5's case, Los Santos is actually not even half of the map. To the north, there are some mountains, including the infamous Mount Chiliad, sandy shores, or Trevor's natural habitat.
You're pushing your luck, pal.
And Paleto Bay, which are also based on real places, apparently, but are minuscule towns compared to Los Santos. GTA 5's map is way bigger than 4's map, which is nice, but the downside is that you end up spending a majority of your time in Los Santos. There isn't much to do or see in the other regions. The mountains are not easily accessible without a helicopter, and the other parts are just desert or hills, so I guess if you like sightseeing that might be a plus. You can see this behavior in the online mode. The majority of players stay in Los Santos because that's where everything is. In GTA 4, Liberty City is smaller, and there are no mountains and plains, it's all city, but we already know that most players stay in the city anyway, so in this case that happens to be the whole map. The missions and the locations where you can actually do stuff are also more evenly spread out, so the game actually gives you a reason to see all of the areas. My other smaller complaint is that a large portion of Los Santos is just road. Lots of streets and lots of highways too. I get that driving is a big part of the game, I mean it's literally in the name, Grand Theft Auto, but it'd be nice to see something other than a 50-lane highway. Liberty City has many more smaller streets, tunnels, bridges, and all that kind of stuff. You're not just staring at highways and maybe 5 towers. There's many more buildings and parks to see. Oh, and there's the Statue of Liberty, which is definitely alive. I guess this comes down to city design, which is also subjective, but that's my way of explaining why this looks more interesting than this. Liberty City also seems to have a lot more little details. Like, I believe there's more enterable buildings in GTA 4. I don't actually know if that's true, but it feels like it is at least. I'm also not taking into consideration graphical fidelity. Yes, obviously GTA 5 has better textures and models, duh. But even then, GTA 4, despite being released in 2008, I'd say still looks really good, like this isn't Wolfenstein. The atmosphere in Liberty City, personally I like better. It feels like rustic and brownish and other descriptive words to explain the vibe here because I don't know if what I'm saying makes any sense. Even the recreation of Times Square looks that way. GTA 5 looks more plain, generic maybe, more vibrant. I don't really know if that makes any sense. Someone fill in for me, thanks. Also, I mentioned the roads, but I think GTA 4 does driving better as well. The physics actually make sense, like you can't do sharp turns at 60 miles an hour without flying into orbit. Making turns while driving fast actually requires some skill and practice to get good at, like knowing when to brake and how to drift around corners. The handling becomes better too if you have a sports car. And since there's many more turns and small streets, you'll be getting a lot of practice. And as you progress, it can make the driving portions easier and much more interesting. Though I will admit, GTA 5 has more car variety. Most of the cars look very similar in Liberty City, But you could also say that it makes sense considering the year this game was made, because in 2008, literally everything was a basic sedan. But when you do get better at driving, it will allow you to escape the cops easier. The cops, by the way, work a bit differently, they are less annoying and are a bit easier to escape from. The only annoying thing about them is that even if you just barely graze one atom of their car, you'll get a wanted level. So every time I'm driving fast and I see a cop car ahead, I stiff up IRL and pray to the heavens that he doesn't turn in my direction, cause if he does, I'm ultra cooked. I do like the bonus side quests you can do if you manage to steal a cop car. Also, not related to cars, but the character controller itself is much more pleasant to use. Controlling the movement of Niko is more snappy and responsive, whereas in GTA 5 it can be weird. Like, I swear moving in this game is sometimes a hassle.
What do you think?
In compact areas, I just end up moving while aiming because moving like that is more responsive. Again, I do not care that this is more realistic than this. It's supposed to be a game, not real-life simulator. The gunplay is one thing that I'll say is better in GTA 5. I don't really have a reason for that though, it's just a feeling preference. I guess maybe it's the cover system that feels more fluid. Plus, there is more of a variety of guns in 5 that you can choose with the weapon wheel, which I think is better than just using the scroll wheel. I wish the health circle would come back though, that was pretty useful. Both games have fist fighting, and it's more sophisticated in GTA 4. In 5 you just spam mouse 1 until the other guy falls over, but in 4 you can lock onto a target, you have to dodge and block attacks, and if the other guy has a knife, you can even take it from him. So basically, better fist fighting in exchange for slightly worse gunplay. Alright, second point, the story in GTA 4 I liked a bit more. Now, this is also one of those things where I don't know if my reason is valid, but I'll explain it anyway. The events in GTA 5, at least to me, seem like they just happened by accident. Like Franklin just happened to get a job by Simeon, which is how Franklin and Michael end up meeting. And Michael just happened to pull down a rich dude's house, which made him come out of retirement, and in the heist said his infamous line that Trevor happened to hear on the news, which resulted in the rest of the story. A lot of these events are like, wow, how convenient that just happened. The events in GTA 4 though have more of a reason to why they occur, and there's less of, oh, they just happened to end up meeting somehow moments. Niko immigrated to Liberty City to start a new life, except not really, he actually came to hunt down some others that betrayed him in the past, and since starting a new life is not quite so easy, he ends up getting lured back into crime anyway, and he ends up more and more entrenched in crime families when he starts to assassinate some of the leaders, and then gets betrayed again when some of them find out about his past. See what I mean? There's a reason for the story to happen. Minus the ending though, that part seemed a little abrupt personally. I guess my most compelling argument for the story is that I have completed GTA 4's story, but I still haven't completed GTA 5's story, even after running the game for several years. Well, I guess part of it is also the dumpster fire that is the Rockstar launcher. Seriously, fuck this program. Part of my story argument is also that I like the character of Niko a bit more than the trio. They are still good characters, but part of the problem of having 3 playable characters and having to constantly switch between them is that it's harder to get invested into their own story. With Niko, you spend the whole game with him and you get to see how his character evolves, meaning you also get more time to think about him as a person and his backstory. His interactions also seem more real, if that makes sense. The trio in GTA 5 act a bit more over the top than I think is natural, and while that does lead to some funny scenarios and lines, it doesn't quite have the same feeling as realizing that Niko is probably the only sane person in Liberty City.
Explosive! What the fuck?
So those are my main reasons, but there's also the other little things that I appreciate being in the game that 5 doesn't have, like being able to pick up objects off the floor and just throw them at anyone. Also, the NPCs have more believable reactions. Like if you hold an RPG, everyone around you actually freaks out, while in Los Santos, no one cares. Being able to get food from hot dog stands and sodas from vending machines is neat. That's one of the ways you get your health back. I didn't notice this at first, but you can shoot the gun out of a cop's hand. If you do that, they just run away helplessly. Unless they had too many donuts. Oh, one last thing. Occasionally the navigation voice will imitate the GPS sound effect, which is just hilarious.
Bing bong.
Anyway, that was my thesis on why I think GTA 4 is better than GTA 5. Feel free to disagree with me, no need to crucify me though. I'm fairly confident that I'm not the only one with this opinion because I've seen quite a few posts online saying similar things. But in all seriousness, the actual reason why GTA 4 is better is...
Niko, it's Roman. Let's go bowling.
But anyways, bye.